It has been a while, and that's a good reason for that. I've been working on projects that just seem to not be completed, unfortunately. And I'm not even going to present a full new project today. Instead, I'm just going to show you some progress I have on this latest MMM module. So I'll play an overlay video as I keep talking about it. It is, once again, a theme park ride from the classic game Theme Park. This time it's Plane Flyers, which has these 4 airplanes that are driving around as a classic carousel. It has 3 motors, 1 for the track, 1 for lifting the airplanes, and 1 for turning them around. 2 sensors, a light sensor to detect when a guest is approaching an airplane, and the other sensor to detect that the planes are going in the lower position. The stick or cross-axle mechanism wasn't my initial idea. Initially I had airplanes, this is what is left of my first prototype, with this kind of section hanging down below, and with some gears I had the doors open and close. However, I didn't like how this big part underneath is not looking like an airplane. And in this latest design here, I just have these small pins sticking out instead. It's a much more discrete mechanism. And of course there's the cross axle here in front, which has to be there with this kind of design, but that's a compromise. Another compromise is that the propellers don't turn around. That annoys me a little bit, but perhaps you didn't even notice that. When it comes to the tower, that's probably the part that has taken me the longest time to design, because it has gone through many iterations. One of the first iterations was this thing right here. It is pretty similar from below, but the lifting mechanism uses 4 linear actuators lifting these lift arms. And this actually worked quite reliably. It had the airplanes going on and they were being lifted without issues. However, there was no space for the inner wing, so the airplanes could only fly with the outer wings, and that looked a bit stupid. So I got rid of this mechanism and tried again with a smaller mechanism, a more discrete mechanism. And this is a very compact mechanism you can see here, also consisting of 4 linear actuators, but then a lot of gears in the middle in order to have the compactness of it. Unfortunately, one of the sides here would be skipping due to the asymmetry of the build, which meant that it wasn't very reliable. And that was a shame, and it's also a bit too tall. So that mechanism got scrapped as well. And that leads me to the mechanism I'm using now for this module. I got rid of the linear actuators and instead just used these 24 teeth gears surrounding a worm gear. Apart from that, there's also a lot of coding going on. I think in total there's only 250 lines of Java code for this module right here, but it still takes some time to calibrate. I mean, if you've ever tried to work with Mindstorm robots, you know this about calibrating the constants in order to make things work, and I think it works okay right now. It still could be a little bit better. So that is the status I have for you in this video. I'm going to improve this module, finish it up, make it much prettier with a planet in the middle and a little star that is missing, or a sun that is missing in the middle that has to turn around. So there's still a lot of work in this module. And once it's done, I'll put it on the MMM GBC channel, just like I did with the bouncy castle, because there I'm only putting very short videos without me speaking, just showing you how the modules work, because I think that's the ideal kind of presentation for this kind of module, because then you don't have to understand English in order to understand what is going on. And as I said, that's it for this video. I will come back also with other projects I'm working on as soon as they get into a more mature state than they are right now. A thing I have to announce now is that YouTube removed the download buttons, which makes it difficult for you to see if one of my old videos isn't that useful anymore. I especially think that the people who are looking at my Nintendo NES video are a bit conflicted about if my advice nowadays still is working or not. So I'll be adding sticky comments to my videos with downvote, and then you will have a visible downvote in those sticky comments. I'll be adding those comments and sticky them if when I get around to it. If you can't wait and you want to get a download button on my old videos, then please just make such a comment, I will sticky the one that was created first on every video. And that is just how we have to get around that issue with YouTube right now. But as I said, that's all for now. Take care, have fun, and I hope to see you soon.